Hey guys, and welcome back to another season of Discovery gold making video. In this one, I'm going to be showing you a really good gold farm that if you get the RNG, you can make a lot of gold from. Before we get into it, I'd like to say a huge thank you to everyone that has gotten a copy of this season of Discovery gold guide. But let's get right into this farm. So the item that we're farming for is going to be the tiny crimson whelping, and this can sell for a lot of gold. You also will get the small flame sacks and the red warp scales, and plus a bunch of different BOEs can drop from these guys. Now these mobs also can be skinned, so if you have skinning, you can make a bit of extra gold from actually skinning these guys. Now there is three different kinds that you can actually farm, and the middle level ones, which are level 25 to 26, are melee only, so they're really good for AoE farming. And then obviously you have the higher level ones, which are level 26 to 27, which have the highest drop chance on the tiny crimson whelping. So the tiny crimson whelping has about a 0.5% to drop. So on average, you're going to get one every single 200 kills from these guys. But you're going to make a lot of steady gold from all of the other things that you can get from these guys. And then if you get one of these BOEs, some of the BOEs are in the BIS list for a few classes, so you'll be able to sell them for a lot of gold up on the auction house. But all the BOEs would definitely be worth a lot of gold. And then also your red warp scales, these things sell really good. There's not many people and ways to actually farm these, so you can get a decent amount for these up on the auction house. And then on top of that, you're going to get raw gold from these guys, and the mobs can also be skinned. So there is a bunch of different ways to actually make gold whilst doing this farm. However, the main item that you're going to want is the tiny crimson whelping. If you get this will make a big chunk of gold for you. They're selling really good too, because there's not many that are actually being sold yet, and all the people with a lot of gold that want to flex their amount of gold and buy something cool so they can stand out are going to be willing to pay a lot of gold for the tiny crimson whelping. This is basically like a pet. It's a companion, which when you use, it just follows you around, and then people pretty much buy it just to look cool, or the fact that they have it, they like it. And these people are willing to pay a lot of gold for it. On some rounds, it's going for a crazy amount of gold. So check the price up on your auction house, and if it's worth a lot of gold, go ahead and give this farm a go. Like I mentioned before, on average, it's going to take around 200 kills to actually get one. However, it is RNG, so you could do 10 kills and you could get one, or you could do, say, 300 kills and not even get one. It is RNG, but you will be making the steady gold from all the other ways and all the other items you get from this farm. So I would highly recommend doing this. The steady gold will add up, and then if you're lucky enough to get the tiny crimson whelping or one of the BOEs, that is going to really increase the amount of gold that you make from doing this farm. Now they're very easy to kill, and now a little tip: if you're planning on doing this on a class that you want to AoE farm them with, for a mage for an example, the middle level ones, which are level 25 to 26, which are called the crimson whelp, these ones only melee, so you can gather them up very easily, and you can do some AoE farming on these guys, and it's really easy. So as you can see, these ones right here, they actually do a cast. As you can see, the fireball right there, so it can make it a bit more difficult to AoE farm them. But if you stick to the crimson whelps, that's the name of the mob, which is the middle level ones, level 25 to 26, you can gather up like 5 to 8 of these together. You can make them all come and stack very tightly because they only use melee, and then you can do some AoE farming on these guys, and this will be a good way to get multiple kills in the one go. So if you're a mage, I'd highly recommend sticking to the crimson whelping ones because they are melee only. However, if you do get your hands on a tiny crimson whelping, I'd recommend selling it for as high as possible on the auction house, because there's not going to be many in the game, and you can get a lot of gold for it if you hold on to it, or you can try to sell it in the trade chat for a lot of gold. However guys, that was it for today's video. If you enjoyed, hit the thumbs up button. Let me know down in the comments how many kills it took you to get your hands on a tiny crimson whelping in Season of Discovery. I would love to know, and how much you actually sold it for. So if you get one from this farm, come back and let us know down in the comments. But if you want to learn more about making gold in Season of Discovery, you can check out my complete Season of Discovery gold making guide, which is the first link down below in the description box. Until the next one, guys, take care.